Tough one. It's a tough one. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Losers Lounge.
The Toyota Losers Lounge.
The Losers Lounge.
The Losers Lounge.
Presented by Bet365, Never Ordinary, and of course coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge.
Well, it is the Toyota Losers Lounge. It's not their fault. It's that only winners drive Toyotas, but you know the lounge itself.
Here we are, a bunch of losers. Man, this game actually, I'm beyond emotions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm emotionless.
Dead inside is what you're looking for.
I'm too tired. Honestly, I'm like the fellas. I'm like the guys. I'm too tired to ride the ups and downs right now. Nonetheless, I thought they were going to get that one, and they did not. Here to help me talk about it, though, Harrison Wynn.
Part of me did think that Jokic game winner was going in.
Oh, of course. It was a rough shot.
That whole last sequence was rough. We can talk about that, but
I think we will.
Did David Edelman hurt his chances?
Oh no! They just cancel the interview.
Yeah, how about that interview next week?
Man, it's rough. And then over here, I got D-line.
You know who did not eat tonight?
Who?
Reggie Jackson. He did not. He decidedly did not eat tonight.
Yeah, he's on fast.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like it's
He's fasting.
I'm gonna talk about Reggie again tonight. I hate being this guy. I hate being this guy, but I'm gonna have to be it again.
Adam Mares.
Yeah, that's exactly the guy. And then over there's D-line Co. I'm sorry, Superstar Dev.
You want to talk about hating to be a guy?
I've been a lot of guys today. I've been a lot of guys.
What a start to the show. What a start.
I mean, that was an interesting game. Let's dive into it.
My favorite thing is when someone says an inside joke that only we'll know, but it's it's for the whole audience.
Yeah, like a public inside joke, nothing better.
Yeah, public inside joke. It's really good. Let's do a fast breakdown here real quick to get started. 13-4 start for the Nuggets. Nuggets were awesome in the first 8 minutes of this game. They were unbelievable. They were starting to find I put on here, my first note, 13-4 start. My second note, Nuggets finding a perfect rhythm. Just killing it.
That's not a lie. They did.
25-8, and everything was they even got a little pep in their step, man. Things were working. It was 31-20 Nuggets at the end of the first. Just an A-plus first quarter. Second quarter, 2 minutes. 2 minutes before the lead was gone. It was really technically 5. I think it got cut to 3 in 2 minutes.
This was one of the worst bench stints I've seen in 8 years.
Here's the thing.
That's not hyperbole.
Remind me to get into it, because it wasn't like you missed shots, whatever, man. It was a lifeless.
It was incompetent.
It was incompetent, and also it was like a who cares. Nuggets built a good lead. Who cares? Let's just go throw it away. Mike missing everything from the corner in the second period. I don't know what happened. He got like 4 wide open looks right there, 3 or 4. Didn't make any of them. Jokic did hit a couple of threes, and then James Harden caught fire. James Harden caught fire. 53-49 Clippers at half.
I know. I was surprised, too.
Third quarter, Paul George started cooking. Remember, he was cooking all the Nuggets. The Clippers go up 11, then they go up 15. No one on the Nuggets could score. It was the coldest cold streak. They did put P.J. Tucker on Jokic, and it flustered him. I thought P.J. Tucker was allowed to do some illegal things. I don't mean illegal as in the rules of basketball. I mean like the rules of law.
Yeah, dude.
But, in the third quarter, at least, they let him get away with it. Malone's so desperate for scoring, he put Julian Strawther in. I don't think that was the plan tonight, but he's like, somebody's got to score. Did Julian even get a shot up?
No, he played 2 minutes, 0 for 0.
Not a major impact there.
He was a +2, though.
+2. Oh, 75-70 Clippers going into the final frame. No more messing around. AG at the 5. Let's do this. Forget the bench. We're going straight to it. But then Malone got tossed. This was a weird game because I thought the officials swallowed their whistles in the second and third quarter. First quarter wasn't very contentious, but second and third, they were like, we're going to let them play. Fourth quarter, for some reason, everything was a foul. They just started going wild. Malone gets pissed. He gets tossed. Nuggets storm back. Christian Braun and Jokic had a nice two-man game going. And then KCP knocked down a couple threes that pulled the Nuggets within striking distance. And I felt like it was going to be Jokic versus P.J. Tucker in the clutch. Fortunately, the refs started calling everything on P.J. Tucker. I actually thought he might have even gotten fouls that were like almost too soft. After allowing him to do some crazy stuff in the third, they allowed nothing. Tucker got a tech while the Nuggets were shooting free throws, but KCP missed it. Actually, a crucial miss at the foul line. Jokic bricked a post up, which was very strange, but then he hit a 3 to cut it to 2 with 1 minute. And then the Nuggets get a stop, and Aaron Gordon on the break. He's one of the best in that moment. Honestly, he's one of the best in, they scrambled defense, just barrel your way to the rim, muscle the ball up. Maybe it's an and one. And somehow he just falls down. He just slips. Clippers
Looked
ball.
like he just slipped on a wet spot.
Looks like a wet spot or something. He just fell down, man. I don't know what to say. Other than he's very tired, honestly. Part of it looked like planted the leg and the muscles didn't fire. The muscles were like, yo, bro, we're out. And then Jokic gets a prayer at the very end. It's a very weird play. Nuggets get the rebound. You could have called a timeout right then and advanced the ball. Instead, a couple dribbles. Then they call a timeout, so you have to inbound from the backcourt. It was a bit of a mess.
It was a mess.
Jokic ends up getting a shot that if he would have hit it would have been a miracle. It's kind of like the shot.
It was from pretty much the same spot that the Warriors game winner was from.
Don't you feel like he kind of meant to go there?
That's his spot. Yeah.
Well, I think he was kind of like, it'd be cool if I hit another one from here.
No, I mean, guys have spots on the court. Like, when he needs to throw up a prayer like that, he goes to his spot. He likes that spot on the right side.
I think Jokic has every spot on the court. But nonetheless, he shoots that one off of his right foot and draws iron. Actually, a good look, but didn't go down. Dev, what's your Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway?
I know this is a Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway, but my question is, Harrison, how do you like your steak? How do you like it cooked?
Medium rare.
Okay,
That's the right
medium
answer.
rare.
That's the right answer.
Yeah.
What about you?
I go straight medium.
Medium.
Like a child.
Well, right now, Reggie looks well done.
Medium is for a child.
He looks well done. He does not look good out there. He's staying out there a little bit too long. And it's the timing of it all. This is coming down the
So
stretch
good.
where he has to be part of the rotation. And if you're a coach, how do you feel good? If you're a teammate, how do you feel good with knowing that Reggie is the option, the backup option? And on top of that, Jamal is, not at full strength. So you're kind of forced to try different things this late in the season, where you're having to play Christian Braun these long minutes, where you're having to play these minutes of no point guard just because of how bad he's been. I mean, Reggie has these moments, but like they're few and far between of him having those good moments. Right now is a horrible stretch, and I mean, I just don't see how you can feel confident with him as a teammate right now on the court.
It's tough right now. It's tough to feel confident. You're right.
We're going to really work that one out because that's going to be a theme of today's show. I agree with you. It's a big takeaway. It's the number one storyline from this game, really, and everything else is just kind of details. What's your Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway?
I mean, the bench, man. What a 21-0? Are you kidding? Like, are you kidding?
To start the game?
Yeah, are you kidding, man?
Yeah.
Like, the Denver Nuggets were in cruise control early. I cannot believe how they coughed that up. That was so deeply unserious. It was so pathetic, man. And it just, like, kept... The Clippers, like, there were long stretches where the Clippers were also not making shots, and the Nuggets, like, couldn't really take advantage. You really miss Jamal on a night like tonight. Like, you really, really miss Jamal. And, like, it makes you, like, frustrated. Like, bro, they need you. Like, this was a big game. Like, we need all of these games actually mean something. I mean, I suppose it could be argued that they don't in a way, but, like, they also do. I don't know.
The games mean something. I mean,
It was a frustrating evening, especially because Jokic is just so godlike in so many ways, and he just had no help. Michael Porter Jr., total no-show. Jamal Murray, literal no-show. And the bench, also a literal no-show.
Yeah.
Sucked.
The bench gives you 9 points tonight. 7 of those were Christian Braun, who basically became a starter. You can almost swap him with Reggie because Malone basically did, and Adelman later in the game basically did. But yeah, 7 points from him, 2 from P-Watt, nothing from anybody else. Red Hawk Roofing, big takeaway, Wind.
I'll just stick on the theme with the bench. And, I mean, it's been a story all season. We've sat up here and talked about it all year long after a lot of every loss, but also wins too. The Nuggets bench, I think, is constructed for the playoffs. And what I mean by that is Christian Braun, Peyton Watson, Reggie Jackson, Justin Holiday, like those guys are good on a second unit when you have 2 or 3 starters out there with them. They're not good when you're playing 4 of those guys with 1 starter, like the Nuggets do during the regular season. So, like, part of me thinks, and we can look back on it because it is the end of the regular season. I've got to think that the Nuggets knew their regular season bench was going to be on the struggle bus all year. Like coming into the year, just with how it was set up, you would have had to assume that it was going to be rough. But I actually think the pieces you have, Christian Braun, Peyton Watson, the defense, the length, the size that they have, can be good weapons in the playoffs when they're playing next to starters. Like, that's what I was trying to think about tonight.
Yeah, I think that's a great thought process because, I mean, as we know right now, Malone has been very open about either Jokic or Jamal is going to be on the court at one time. Neither one of them are just going to go straight bench. So you do have a starter to go alongside them, and if one of those guys get hurt, that does throw a wrinkle in what you're trying to do and what it looks like because now guys are exploring games or not playing to their strengths. So, I mean, that's a great observation.
It is, and I actually agree with you. I do think there's something too. Like, we got to wait. As with all things, you have to wait to judge the year in full when it's completed, because it might be that this was, and we know even just from talking to people around the team that there was an expectation that there would be learning curves and there would be different things with the team would suffer in certain ways. Yeah. But hey, we think this is what's important to win a title, and we think we have the pieces that when that time arrives that it'll look good. TBD. I mean, we haven't gotten to the playoffs yet, but I think that there is at least a reason to believe that.
And that being said, look, there are many things along the way that the Nuggets could have done to bolster their bench throughout the year. You know, they could have staggered more. They could have got a guy like Jalen Pickett reps, and then, you know, on a night like tonight, maybe you could throw him out there and he could help the second unit. That stuff didn't happen. And now you got to kind of live with it. But that's just what I was thinking about.
My big takeaway here, my Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway, Jokic played 40 minutes tonight. Michael Porter played 38. KCP played 37. Aaron Gordon played 35. There's a lot of talk with the Nuggets about we just want to get to their healthy. We just want to be rested. We want this. Why isn't Jamal coming back? Well, we just want to make sure he's back and ready. There's a cost to all of that. And right now it does feel like, and look, Murray's injured. I'm not trying to question his injury. I think he's really injured. He really does need to get healthy for the playoffs. But there's this level of like, okay, we're going to allow that, but at the cost of Yoke's going to have to play 40 minutes against the Clippers on a night when he looks like he could fall over at any moment. Aaron Gordon, I honestly believe that slip up at the end was, at least in part, just a fatigue thing. I talked about being at the arena. It was my number one takeaway when I was there last game was these guys all look so tired. I was telling the fellas earlier after the game, and that was a big game against the Spurs, came down to the last possession. They get the win. Guys all walked to the locker room like nothing had happened. Like they just wanted to crawl in their beds. And so I think the guys really are exhausted heading into the stretch. And the conversation about rest versus one seed versus everything else is going to be really tested in this final 10 games or 10 days of the season, because to me, that's just such a major story, is that so much is being put on Yoke right now to carry the team in Murray's absence, to carry the team when the bench can't figure it out and some guys just don't have it that night. And I look at it and I go, as much of a hero as Yoke is, man, 40 minutes, 36, 17, 10, plus 12 in a loss. All right, the cost might be getting a little too high here.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and I feel like the Nuggets have even been sending some mixed messages with that rest priority thing, like lately. You know, that's been the talking point, that's been the focus, and then Michael Malone has Nikola Jokic out there against Minnesota,
right, in
an 18-point game, like with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's like, what are we doing here? So yeah, I agree.
So it's a lot of minutes. It's a lot of minutes right now on a lot of key guys, and that's concerning. But if we go to the positive side of this, Yoke was pretty incredible tonight.
He was super incredible.
He wasn't incredible in the third quarter. I thought PJ Tucker really bothered him, and I want to talk about that adjustment later. But the positive thing I wanted to talk about is Christian Braun. 33 minutes tonight. He gets 7 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. He was a +7, and he closed over Reggie Jackson. I had a sneeze come on. He closed over Reggie Jackson. He looked confident tonight. He played good defense. He looked like he belonged in the rotation, and it's meaningful to me that Malone went to him and no point guard at the. I mean, Reggie was horrible in this game, like absolutely atrocious. But it's still Brown's a second-year player, and I think it means something that he was out there to close.
Yeah, and not only did he close, though, I mean, we've been seeing this for a while where he's getting the backup point guard, options just because of how Reggie's been playing. But also, Jokic trusted in him. Like, that was an option that he went to time and time again. And Christian Braun continued to make the right plays. He does all of the things that Jokic, loves. He's playing hard. He's cutting. He's slashing. He's knocking down the three-point shot. And also, he knows give the ball to the big man. So, he compliments him really well. But, yeah, I mean, a second-year guy getting that type of nod from – the MVP and the best player in the league, like that goes a long way. And then your coach trusting in you in your second year, that can push you and try to give you some momentum going forward. Like this was a great Christian Braun game.
Yeah,
it was good. It was, to me, I was just like, I cannot believe that Christian Braun, in amongst all of the starters, is the one that has the trust of Jokic the most right now.
Yes,
he was looking for Christian Braun because Michael Porter Jr. complete checkout.
I don't think he was checked out.
Whatever he
make his
was,
shots.
Whatever he was not at all what they needed tonight. I mean, maybe he was getting locked down by Westbrook or whatever, Paul George. KCP made his presence known a little bit, but it was in critical moments. They were going to Christian Braun, which was wild. It's cool. On the one hand, you can say, "Wow, that's really encouraging," but on the other hand, you're like, "What are you doing?" The rest of you, what are you doing?
Well, I think part of this is
he was playing point guard.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Part of this is
I know, but even it would go to Jokic and would come back to him.
But that's the game. So here's the thing. A lot of MPJ's buckets come off of the two-man game where it's okay, now the rotation comes and now the ball pops. You didn't have that with Reggie tonight. You didn't have that. And I think that Jokic saw Christian Braun as the best bet to be able to get a pick and roll going and just getting the offense going.
And I think at the end of games, you just default to that.
Yeah.
It's like muscle memory.
Yeah.
Jokic in the two-man game with the point guard. It's whoever's out there.
He even got KCP a couple on big threes just off handoff actions.
Christian Braun, though, I mean, his season, I feel like, is ending up where it was supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks great. He looks like clearly the Nuggets' sixth best player.
Right now he does.
There's a clear line between the starting five, you can rank those guys how you want, and then Christian Braun, and then there's a tier below that. He's in his own tier right now. And, it wasn't the smoothest season for him. I mean, if we remember, Peyton Watson outplayed Christian Braun for a lot of this year. There were a lot of months this year where Peyton Watson outplayed him, but Christian Braun has been solid, really solid since the All-Star break. His defense has been good, and lately we're seeing the jumps in his game on offense that we wanted to see heading into this year. He's showing us the stuff now as a ball handler, just his entire offensive package. This is the stuff we were hoping he was going to add to his game this year.
It's by far one of the silver linings of this stretch is he is kind of rounding into form. Sadly, off the bench, it looks like he's the only one rounding into form. Let's take a break. On the other side, two things that I want to talk about in this segment, too. One of them is PJ Tucker adjustment, because that's such an interesting matchup for Jokic, and there was a lot to talk about there. And then number two, we got to have this Reggie conversation.
Guys, your Front Range Toyota stores are excited to begin our new partnership with DNVR.
Hell
Toyota,
yeah.
the official vehicle of DNVR.
I want to say, I'm going to interrupt your read here, since this is the first time I've been in the Toyota lounge, seeing people in the Toyota chat. When this first came across that, hey, we're going to reach out now and, Toyota, maybe a deal here, I was like, we have to do this one. I've owned 3 Toyotas, and this is a personal story. My wife got in a bad crash, totaled the car with my children inside. They were 1 and 3. Didn't even know that it was a 5-star rated safety vehicle. Had no idea. That's not even why I bought it. I bought it because it had a lot of legroom. And I ended up going there. My wife's car's totaled. My kid's inside. Nobody was even harmed in it. And so I honestly went to our sales team and was like, I'm a Toyota person. I'm a Toyota truther. So make this deal happen. And they did.
They got great cars.
Since you said so.
The safest on the market as well. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe, and Centennial.
My wife's going to be so pissed.
Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States, Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Their cars also last forever.
Yeah, dude. And again,
literally forever.
And again, just know you are telling us that Reggie sucks in the
Toyota
Toyota chat.
That's right, in the Toyota
It
chat.
is Slander is sponsored.
Also, very excited about this sponsor, Raising Cane's.
Whoa!
I know Dub's excited about this one.
man.
We had the Raising Cane's people come into the bar. What was this, like last week or something?
Delightful.
Yeah, they were delightful. I haven't seen Deb that excited since the Nuggets won the championship.
I just like sponsors, man. I just like sponsors.
The most delicious chicken fingers, the fries, the Texas toast,
Don't forget the sauce.
the sauce.
Talking about cane sauce?
Do you want to just do this read?
That's what separates them from literally any other chicken tender.
There you go. The sauce.
The sauce is what keeps them in business. It's just a chicken tender place, and then they have this sauce that's just better than everything else that they have.
What do you think of the Texas toast?
It's pretty good. I try to double up because I don't want none of the coleslaw, but I'm going to double
Yeah,
up
who would
on
want
that.
that?
And then also they got the sweet tea, and that thing be banging. Raising Cane, they got a fan out of me.
This is how you know we're in our bag as a company. Like, we have sponsors, and we're just giving personal testimonies now. We don't even go to the read. We're just hyping it up.
For cooked-to-order, hand-battered chicken fingers, race into a Raising Cane's, turbocharge your chicken fingers, and get them even faster by ordering online, raisingcanes.com, or through their mobile app, Raising Cane's. Chicken fingers, one love.
I just see.
That's their slogan.
I love it. I just see Kale with a paragraph message in there, and I was squinting. It's his Cane's order.
Yeah.
He's like, it's my Cane's order, man. Leave me alone. All right, let's get back into this here. I want to talk really quickly, Dev, about the PJ Tucker adjustment. PJ Tucker famously was the adjustment in the Philly game last year. Came in and made an impact. Nuggets go from up 15, end up losing the game. He is allowed a Draymond Green level physicality against Jokic.
Yeah.
He wasn't late in the game, and Ty Lue ended up pulling him out. But most of the time we've seen him go, he gets that physicality, and I'm not going to lie to you. Jokic was terrible against it in the third quarter. He figured it out later on, but what do you make of the fact that it's just weird to see a guy impact Jokic, and PJ Tucker did tonight?
I think that PJ Tucker is just like a smarter Draymond Green because he doesn't argue with the refs. He's just fouling the hell out of you, but he's likable. So they just don't call anything.
They did tee him up tonight.
He's
Attack.
Yeah, but he's attacking people. You have to. You have to do it. I mean, but he. First off, you have to tip your hat to him, like how he defends. He doesn't care about your size. He's way undersized for like every position. I don't even know what position he is, but he's just out there giving his all. He's fouling a whole bunch, but that is an adjustment that a lot of teams are going to go to, especially in a playoff series. We've been seeing it more and more. So I do like the fact that Jokic is getting that type of practice in because that's one that we don't see much until the playoffs or like later in the season. So we get to see that right now, and he still has like work to do on that of just trying to read when the defense is coming and trying to time it really well. And I think that PJ Tucker he's a little bit different because how he moves. He's able to like actually stick with you while he's fouling and just trying to keep you upright. So I just love the fact that Jokic is getting to get that type of adjustment. And I think he started to find it like later on in the game because he got back to scoring. But it did stop him and make him think for just a bit. And that's what you'll need in a playoff series when every single possession counts.
Yeah. I mean, he just he just beats him up. Like, he just, like, it's like the adjustment is that he just plays very physically with a low level of skill. And then Jokic has to be like, do I want to put my body on the line to counteract what this guy is doing to me? And like, on a night with 6 games left, you're kind of like, not really. In the playoffs, like he would just go. I mean, like he would just murder him. Like Jokic still had almost 40 points. Like,
oh, he was a monster.
He was an absolute monster. I mean, it's PJ Tucker is just on a night like tonight. Like he just brings a level of physicality that you have to decide. Jokic has to decide if he wants to match. So to me, it's like I don't really see him affecting him in a meaningful way if this was a playoff. But like a night like tonight. Sucked.
Well, you didn't see it. Well, let me tell you the numbers here. So Jokic had 36 tonight. He had 4 in the third quarter. He had 32 in the other 3 quarters.
Yeah. But then he was like, all right, like I actually have to put this team on my back.
But here's why I disagree, because I actually 100% agree with you that Jokic can break through that, and in the playoffs he will. It's 48 minutes of hell, right? But here's the thing: it definitely frustrates Jokic. And sometimes that's all you can do against great. Like Yoke's at the level now where you can't stop him, but can you piss him off just a little bit so that he's a little flustered or this, that? And I just think he did that tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, the only way that adjustment works, like we've said, is if that smaller defender is just allowed to hack Jokic like crazy, which is what PJ Tucker got away with in the third quarter. And when that was going on, you saw Jokic's body language dip. You saw him kind of check out a little bit, I thought. And he was like, I'm not going to do this anymore if they're not going to call the foul. And we were talking about this during the game. The thing that pisses Nikola Jokic off the most is when officials don't call the fouls that they tell him are fouls. Like, that's why you see Jokic grab his hip so much and, like, put his hand on his side, because the refs tell him that's a foul when the defender, hooks you on their side like that. Like, that pisses him off more than anything. When the stuff they tell him is a foul, they stop calling. And that's what was happening. And it did affect him. And then the fourth quarter, he did get that and one on him. And then PJ Tucker went to the bench. But it did work.
Yeah. And by the way, 2 of 7 in that third quarter. So 4 points, 2 of 7. Again, I think it affected him. But here's my actual takeaway. I think it's good for Yoke. I think it's good in a weird way. I think it's good for Yoke that he's exhausted and forced to play 40 minutes and then goes up against the PJ Tucker and all this different stuff, because the playoffs test your frustration, your ability to handle frustration. Playoffs test all of this. And you know what? Denver could end up drawing Draymond Green in the first round. They could end up drawing the Clippers, in the first round. There are these matchups that Denver could get that would force him to go up against this exact type, and I'm just glad he got a little rep in there right now against one of them. The other guy we got to talk about now, this is the big story for me. It's Reggie Jackson. Only 22 minutes tonight. Why? Because even Malone and later on Adelman was like, man, this guy doesn't have it. And here's the thing that pissed me off about Reggie tonight. In addition to just like, I don't know that he is comfortable playing Denver style. Like he kind of has the Reggie style, and I don't know if he can step outside of that. But tonight, in crucial moments, namely the start of the second quarter, it was just lazy, man. Denver had such a perfect rhythm. They were intense. They felt like, hey, we could win this one. And he was on his heels the whole game, lackadaisical, dribbles the ball slowly, holds it, takes a lazy shot, gets beat in transition. That's what frustrated me tonight, is I was like, Yoke's breaking his back out there. Aaron Gordon's falling all over the place. Reggie just, to me, seemed like he was in first gear tonight in the most frustrating way.
Yeah, I mean, Reggie plays his own brand of basketball. Everything about it is his own way. And I think that's where the frustration comes from, because this is supposed to be a vet who's on the tail end of his career. So you should adjust your game to making it easier for you. In no way does Reggie make it easier for him or his teammates. And if you think about Reggie's good games, they're always when he's scoring the basketball well. Right now, he's going through a lull of not scoring the basketball well, and he doesn't do those other things that like you need as a point guard, but also as just a player that sticks in this league. You're not seeing the defense. You're not seeing the high IQ plays. He's not trying to play make or get others involved. And in essence, that's how you get ran off the court. That's how you get played off of the court. So like Reggie has to like be able to slow it down or try to figure out a way to play the Nuggets brand of basketball, especially if he's getting these type of minutes, because this is time that he gets to showcase himself. I understand he's with the Nuggets team for another year. I mean, he has the option, but also like you have the opportunity to play more minutes. If you're tired, then slow it down. If you're tired, then not try to score every single time. I think that if he, and it's late, but if he adjusted the way that he played, I think it'll be a lot easier for him. He'll be a more likable player, and he'll have better games.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. He was terrible.
Let's go here. I'm worried about him.
Me too.
And here's the thing, and I'm going to go back to Harrison's point on this, because the vision, I believe, the vision was for Reggie to be the steadying force for you to find your young point guard. And I know a lot of people will look at this and say, Jalen Pickett's been terrible. Here's the thing about Pickett. Drew Smith played more minutes than him this year. Kobe Buffkin, Thanasis Antetokounmpo, Dejan Jarreau, Jalen Noel.
That's not a real
guy. Guy Santos.
Who he play for?
All these guys. Justin Champagne.
Oh, we
know him. He was our old friend.
Guy.
Taj Gibson. Noah Clowney. Johnny Juzang, like these are guys that all played almost twice as many minutes as Jalen Pickett tonight. And a lot of these guys, by the way, on winning teams, like playoff caliber teams, the Miami Heat, the Dallas Mavericks. These are guys that are playing real things. So to me, I only bring this up to say that I know there's going to be, and I think Pickett gets traded this summer. I just think it's like there was a window for him to have been what it was. But to me, I look at it and I go, Reggie is so bad right now that he is going to be one of my number one, if not my single number one biggest concern about the playoffs. And there was never a look at, hey, can we try to do something else? I just feel like that was never the plan, but it became the plan, and then there was no either ability or willingness to pivot from it.
Yeah, he just looks spent to me. I mean, he looks tired and worn out from the season. He's already played more minutes than he did last year, I believe. Between the Clippers minutes and the few minutes he got in Denver. But he just looks gassed. It looks like he needs a week off, which he'll get at the end of the regular season. But yeah, he is the biggest worry with the Nuggets heading into the playoffs. Absolutely. Because he's going to start the playoffs in the rotation.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine. I think... with the way the Nuggets do things, he's earned that and deserves that. Yeah. I think he deserves to start the playoffs in the rotation. But the thing you wonder is how quick the hook can be. Like, how short of a rope is he going to have? Because, the way he's playing right now, it's not winning basketball.
No.
And you can't afford that in the postseason.
Ibu Baji.
You're just saying words right now.
Onuralp Batim?
Yeah, these are
Onuralp Batim played over 100 more minutes.
Who does he play for real?
that one was Portland. Pretty funny, though.
I feel like all
some of these guys are names I've never heard before.
These guys are all in Portland.
Yeah. Anyway.
And also, Taj Gibson is like, not even, he's like in the league, not in the league. How has he played more minutes?
Boston, Neemias Queta, 3 times as many minutes as Jalen Pickett this year. Again, there's just a thing. But I say that to say that there are players like Peyton Watson who's been playing pretty poorly lately as well. We can even move on to him. But he does, like, sometimes he'll negative impact the game here or there, or he'll miss shots or this or that. Reggie just, it's like it's a sabotaging when he's bad. It actively, it's not like, it's not his night. It's just cost 10 points. That cost an immediate 10-0 run.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and really you have to, this type of night doesn't say, like, how he's played the entire year. Because, he's playing way too many minutes. Like, in a playoff series or just, like, in a real, like, ideal world, he's only playing 10 minutes. If he knocks down a couple of shots, you're okay with it.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, it's like, okay, he has a short lease. We're going to go somewhere else. So you're not seeing, like, how bad he's actually playing. And sometimes he's going to have his nights. Harrison has been on it. I think that Reggie is a player that's going to be good in a playoff series, same as you. He's going to be good in a playoff series because he's going to knock down some shots. There's going to be a game or two that he's able to knock down shots. It changes things around. Right now, he's in a lull and he cannot get out of it, and he's forced to play a lot more minutes where I don't see it turning around. He needs to rest.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a concern. I just don't know what you're going to do about it. Let's get to Aaron Gordon tonight, 5 of 10. 18 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Here's the thing, man. I thought he left it all out there.
He did. He's such a warrior.
He's such a warrior, man. He played so freaking hard tonight, and I'm crushed that it came down to him missing the fast break layup.
It's terrible. There were 3 moments where the world was convinced that he just got concussed.
Yeah, he got 2 concussions in 30 seconds. It's a new record.
And he just kept going, and he still
then dunked it on.
He attacked the rim. Plumlee? I love AG, man.
And one dunk next.
Yes,
possession.
that's exactly right. Like, he followed up his concussions with just yamming it, giving Zubac running
right up the gut, man.
It's so inspiring to see a guy that's like what makes it a night like tonight where, like, I am my level, like, my list of guys that I'm frustrated with tonight are like number 1 Reggie Jackson, number 2 Michael Porter Jr., number 3.
You really bothered with MPJ?
Yes,
he missed his shots tonight.
Yes, because it bothers me that he pretends
he doesn't play well without Jamal Murray.
He pretends sometimes to be the second best player, and then it's like, okay, we need
Jamal.
you, and then he's just like poof, gone. Like he went through this stretch where he tricked us, at least me, into thinking like, okay, he's making the leap. Like people nationally are starting to talk about him. Wow, he's the difference between the Nuggets succeed. It's like the ceiling raises with him. And a night like tonight, it's just like, bro, you like cannot be this invisible on the offensive end. He had some decent rebounding and whatever, but all that to say, a night like tonight where AG is clearly hobbled, like he's tired, he's beat up, and he gives everything. And you just like look at a player like Mike and you're like, learn to do that. Like, don't be physical necessarily like that, but like, let's see your heart on the floor. Like, if you're missing shots, you're not you're like, well, listen, like, what are you going to do? You're going to miss shots. But to me, it felt like he was just fine, kind of just floating around, not being in it. Like, I don't know. Frustrating, but AG's the best.
Right. AG is like clearly spent in this game. I feel like he came into this game already dinged up. He's really dinged up now. Like he fell.
He needs to take a 2-hour-long ice bath tonight.
Hey man, you know what? Take your time getting to the
He
podium.
got hit so many times. He's on the ground so many times. He's leaving it all out there. And we talk about all these other guys that really miss Jamal. I think that AG probably misses him more than anything else because it forces him to have to score in different ways. Right now, this is a game that I feel like the Clippers and whoever's play, they make him shoot the ball. They don't even guard. They're just like doubling down on Jokic or doubling down on someone else where they're stacking the paint and they're trying to force him to shoot it. He's not electing to shoot those shots, but he's gonna have to in a playoff series. Like you're gonna have to, and he's not right now. I mean, I want him to get healthy, but again, if Jamal's not in and they're still trying to win these games, it's also forcing these people to play like harder. So like that part sucks. But I mean, no one can say anything bad about AG today. He really left it all out on the floor. He's a warrior. He's Mr. Nugget.
Yeah. I think KCP as well. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block, and big time shots in the clutch.
I think there are 3 guys that you just know you're getting 100% effort, A+ level heart from them every night. Nikola Jokic on 95% of nights. But Aaron Gordon and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope every single night. Yeah. If I was a shitty team, if I was the Hornets, I would give KCP a max deal this summer.
Really?
I would. He is the exact player you want as a vet who's going to do everything the right way, who's going to teach everybody winning habits. He is the ultimate example of what a professional winning basketball player is in today's NBA. He's perfect, man. I mean, he is exactly what you want from a guy in his role.
As a counterpoint, I know you're saying this a little tongue-in-cheek. He did play for Detroit and Washington. Did not seem to have an effect on those young cores.
He was young. He was young back then.
He was young.
He didn't know how to win.
But I agree with your point, though, nonetheless. KCP was great tonight. Those threes in the clutch were great. I just have full faith in him. I have full faith in AG. Those guys are perfect role players. Tough night for Mike. If I channel my inner vote here and come to Mike's defense, he's played more games than anyone. I think all of these guys are like, if Denver drops another game, I wouldn't be surprised if they punted on the rest of the season. Yeah. And we're just like, we're not going to fall to 4, so you know what? F it. Go ahead and win Minnesota. Like, whatever. Like, they're one loss away, dropping one game away from almost doing that. And I wouldn't even blame him at this moment because I honestly, again, I keep banging this drum, but I'm a little concerned with how tired they all seem, and I hope that the week off during the play-in is going to be enough to replenish them.
Jalen Pickett's probably pretty fresh right now.
Oh, he's so fresh, man. I mean, at this point, what are we doing?
He's got healthy legs right now, I think.
What are we doing? Let's take a break. Let's take a break. On the other side, let's turn our attention to the playoffs. 10 days away.
Oh, boy.
And let's give our biggest concerns or question marks with 10 days before the playoffs begin. We'll do that on the other side.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned in the Toyota chat.
How was the Toyota chat tonight? Are they angry?
The C's are angry.
Oh, the C's are angry tonight.
Guys, at Bet365, it is never ordinary. How do we want our bets tonight? I know the Peyton Watson bet didn't hit.
I'm not going to lie to you. We did good.
We did good?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah. Are you serious?
We did.
Hell yeah.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary.
No, we don't.
We believe every sport should be epic. Use the code DNVR365 to sign up right now. Deposit $10 and then choose between their bet and get offer. Place a bet of $5 or more. get $150 in bonus bets, or a first bet safety net offer. Place a bet up to $1,000. If your qualifying bet loses, you get a match refund in bonus bets. That's on Bet365. It's what we use to bet on the pregame show. It's what we use to bet here at DNVR. Must be 21 plus and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Also, shout out to our friends over at Red Hawk Roofing.
I love it. Hell yeah. I heard that from Kale's headphones. I heard it all the way over here. Hell yeah, Kale.
They're the best in the business. And we've seen it firsthand. We were on a roof.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't have been able to tell if it was good roofing or bad roofing.
Really? I could tell.
You could tell that was some good roofing. They did explain some stuff that seemed really impressive.
They were breaking it down.
Yeah. But again, it looked good.
If you have roofing needs, home or business, make sure to check out Red Hawk Roofing. They have decades of experience, the quickest response time, Colorado's best estimators and contractors too. Free in-depth photo reports for all inspections, free no-obligation roof and property inspection as well. They are who you want to call if you have any questions or if you're redoing your roof. Home or business, check out redhawkroofing.com. Tell them DNVR sent you.
And we are back here. Segment 3, and it is time for a Bet365 Never Ordinary Top 5. What are we doing today, Kale? Top 5 concerns heading into the playoffs. Do we not have the top 5 graphic? There it is. There it is. The Bet365 Top 5. Top 5 concerns. I'm going to start with number 5. I always forget these, Kale, because I send them to you, and then I have to pull up my chat. Let's just go number 5. Fatigue! There we go. I've been talking about it a lot. I do think the week off is going to give them an opportunity to replenish. But I will say that I think they are more tired right now than they were last year with 5 games to go, in part because they took their foot fully off the gas pedal last year. I think it's underappreciated how much of an advantage that was for the Nuggets, being able to do that. Yeah. And then also finishing all their series early enough to have breaks going in between. This year, I don't know if they'll have that. They certainly don't appear to be starting from the same full tank reserves, at least at this very moment. So fatigue to me is a concern.
It's a great point. I mean, last year they were able to conserve so much energy down the stretch. And then I remember game 1 against the Timberwolves, first quarter. It's like, holy shit. Like, these guys just ramped it up like that. They just flipped the biggest switch of all time. You wonder if they have that this year.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's number 5, honestly.
Because I think they get a week off, and I just think that. And then the first round of the playoffs.
You sent Mike to Cabo for a week.
You sent him to Cabo.
2 days maybe.
That was. Remember how good they looked coming out of the All-Star break with just the same amount of break? They looked incredible. I think. And then the first round, you get like a couple of 3-day breaks in between because there's so many games.
That's right. Mike needs some sun, dude. Needs some photosynthesis.
Dude, it was so sunny today. Oh, they're in L.A.
Oh yeah, notoriously cloudy L.A.
Yeah. Well, you never know.
It's true. Fair.
He was doing a podcast. He wasn't outside.
Well, he is curious.
He was so curious these last few days, man. Fatigue, Dev?
Yeah, I mean, I think it plays its part. I think it's appropriate for number 5 because of that week. I think that matters. Yeah. Also, we don't know what it looks like for the last couple of. Maybe they do sit it down. Maybe they just accept 3, and they're just like, hey, this is what it is. We need our guys to be healthy. So I guess we'll see how this plays. Its part in the next few games.
All right, number 4. What do we have here, Kale? Number 4. Murray's health / conditioning. Now, here's why this is number 4. Because if you talked about consequential things, this is number 1, right? I'm not that concerned about Murray's health. A little concerned about his conditioning, but I'm not even that concerned about that should he return on Saturday, which is what it kind of feels like he's going to return for. By the way, that's our takeover. Don't you want to come root on the Nuggets on the party bus with DNVR and also see Murray's return?
You don't judge that off of how you feel right now.
Yeah, not right now.
Think about future.
There's a small asterisk on the end of that. He might not be returning, but he might be.
But he might be returning, and if he does, don't you want to see it?
DNVR does not guarantee he'll return.
But I'll throw this one to you, D-Line. That's the only reason it's not number 1 is because I'm not at this moment that concerned, but that will change here in like 4 days if we don't see Murray again. Or if he looks bad when he returns.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Like, if the playoffs started tomorrow, I would be very concerned. Right. I don't love that there's only 5 games left, and he's not back yet. We talked about this before, but like I can't blame him, but I'm like super, I feel like let down, and it's not fair or rational, but this team absolutely needs him. He needs to get back out there. His body and his health obviously supersedes any of my stupid desires, but like the team needs Jamal Murray. They at times look so rudderless without having their true point guard, when they're reliant on Christian Braun as admirably as he performed in a difficult situation. It's just not the same. Like, it's just so unfair to Nikola Jokic going down the stretch where you're like, my God, like, it's just 100% on him. Like, okay, man, like, we know you can do it, but like, just go out there. It's just like reminds you of that season, that lost season, that purgatory season where Jokic cemented himself as like.
This is why we're so sensitive to it, is because we lived in purgatory. So every time we get a little whiff of purgatory,
this was a Jokic game from purgatory.
It absolutely was. So he's so important, and that's the flip side. The good side of this is just it reminds you of his value to this team and how deeply they need Jamal Murray, a healthy Jamal Murray.
All right, what's number 3, Kale? What's number 3 on our list here? Tough matchups. I like this one because I do think that there's just going to be a lot of tough matchups. Like, as we start to do, part of why this 1, 2, 3 doesn't feel. Think about how much this would have stung last year if you were lost the 1 seed, fumble it at the last minute in a game like this. You would be so furious. It doesn't sting as much this year because you're like, I don't know if 3 might be better than 1 in some ways.
I don't have tough matchups as high on my list because the Nuggets are the defending champs. They're the best team in the league. I just can't be bothered by the matchup that they're going to get. Like, I don't care what matchup they get at this point. I feel like everyone is kind of the same, to be totally honest.
But
other than the Kings.
But I think that's what I mean when I say tough matchups, is that basically there's going to be no easy matchups. I don't expect Denver to sweep anyone this year. I mean, it's possible, but I just don't see it. I think this year is going to be a lot of... Like, if Denver wins this year, I think it's going to be a lot of 6-game series.
Yeah.
And maybe a 7-game series in there, and that's a concern about their...
But this is tough because coming out of the All-Star break, it was like, no team is going to get...
13-1 or whatever?
Yeah, like, no team is going to even lead a quarter against Denver. And, like, right now, it just feels so different and hopeless, and not hopeless, but like it just feels like so much more tenuous at this moment, and that's the Jamal Murray effect.
You also just don't know which Denver team that you're getting right now without Jamal. Like, sometimes they play up to it, sometimes they don't. In a playoff series, I just feel like everybody is going to be gunning for the Nuggets, and they have not. Like, you're stuck in the right now, but you have to think about the right now. If they don't turn things around, they could get beaten by a lot of these teams. That West is pretty strong this year. So, like, the matchups, it really does matter, especially getting in a team, like, early on. You don't want to play a team that has, like, good guards if Jamal's not, looking right. You don't want to play a team that can, defend Jokic, like really well, like, early on if Jamal is not. So, like, that does play his part. So it really does come around Jamal. So I wanted to say that was like higher than it was, but this goes with that.
Yeah. All right. What's number 2, Kale?
What is number 2?
What is number 2? Reggie.
Oh, boy.
So here's the thing.
I feel like I know what number 1 is, and it rhymes with wrench.
Yep. And the reason that wrench rhymes with wrench and Reggie are different here is Reggie, to me, is a singular individual because he plays an important role. Your point guard is just such an important role in basketball that if you have negative other pieces, you can survive it. Maybe they get hidden a little bit here, but your point guard literally initiates the offense and determines how a possession will start, at least. And I don't have a ton of it. Here's the thing about Reggie. To me, it's really simple. He's either going to make shots or not in the playoffs.
Yep.
And the games he makes shots will be like, okay, either good or great. And the games he doesn't, I just have such a hard time imagining Reggie having a positive impact in a game he plays 12 to 14 minutes where he doesn't score at a high clip. I just can't picture the other ways he would impact the game.
Yeah. The thing with him, though, is I still feel a little confident in him just hitting an open standstill 3.
Did tonight.
I like him taking that shot. That could be a scenario he's in often in a second unit in the playoffs when he's playing next to Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, and Aaron Gordon.
Right.
So I agree. I mean, it's just going to be about him making that shot and limiting mistakes. The mistakes, to me, is the biggest thing. He just can't make the mistakes he makes in the regular season in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, with Reggie, it really comes down to if he's knocking down shots. If he is, that bench, it looks good. Like, he really is so important to the bench because, I mean, he's the backup point guard. But also, they go, not really as he goes, but him scoring, it goes with that bench because they are a bench that's high energy. They are a bench that's a lot of defense, and he is the scoring option there. So a lot is riding on if he's able to play well. So I think there is a separation between Reggie and the bench because if he's playing well, the bench tends to play well, but also if you're Malone, you can switch up matchups with him.
Yeah. And that's the problem, like, why P-Watt, I mean, some people are like, P-Watt's a bigger concern. I mean, my thought is, if P-Watt's playing badly, you don't have to play him. You can go to Holiday. There's other guys you can try out. With Reggie, there's just no one to go to. You might be going to like tonight where it's Christian Braun at point, and maybe that works. Maybe we all get surprised.
It's worked a little. I don't know if it's sustainable against really good teams, though. Yeah. It worked against the Spurs. Didn't work as well tonight.
Number one concern going into the playoffs.
The wrench.
It is the wrench. Real wrench in the old system for the Nuggets. It's depth, and that really just means I mean, when we say depth, it's that we have supreme confidence in the starting five. I think Christian Braun is, between last year and this last month, have confidence in him. But after that, man, you're going to have to find every single night two other guys that are not just playable, but are not negatives. And at this very moment, that feels like a very iffy proposition.
It's bad right
now. It's crazy how we're at this point in the season, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, Justin Holiday really needs to be good in the playoffs.
I know. It's true, though.
And, I have some confidence that he can be.
Me too.
I feel like he is a low mistake guy, although he did have a god-awful turnover tonight that turned into a fast break layup the other way.
He actually makes mistakes of those types at a higher clip than you would expect for a guy that's been in the league as long as he has.
But he rarely has turnovers, though. I think he had like one turnover in his last 8 games or something like that. He had a terrible one tonight, but I feel like he's a low mistake guy in the playoffs.
With the depth, how far we've fallen. They started out so strong.
The bench did start off the season.
It looked like they were like the most unstoppable team. Like, we were talking about them breaking records because of how well they were playing. And then as the season waned and injuries came into play and just rotations started to try to get solidified, things just did not work out. And right now they're in a tough stretch. And of course it's like right now after they played arguably their worst game of the year. That was their worst game of the year. Of course, we're saying that depth is like an issue, but I think it has been all along. Like, this was the concerns going in when you re-sign guys or you bring guys back.
Yeah.
In a Zeke Naji, in a Reggie Jackson, not re-signing other guys and being able to have them. So this was always the concern, and it sucks that it's still there. And we only have 10 days left for the season.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, we're going to wrap up by diving into the Toyota chat.
The depths of the Toyota chat.
Find out what angry things the Toyota chat had to say today.
Guys, it's important to start saving for college early, and you need a plan just in case your child doesn't land an athletic scholarship. College Invest, they make it really easy with flexible savings plans. You got to start saving for college early. The easiest way to do it is with College Invest. You'll benefit from a Colorado tax deduction. Savings can also be used for trade schools and apprenticeships nationwide. You can open your account at collegeinvest.org. Start saving right now. Don't put it off. If you start saving earlier, it's going to be better for you in the long run. So if you need a plan, if you need help, hit up College Invest, collegeinvest.org. They will make the process super, super easy for you. Also, Premier Members Credit Union. They're not a bank, which means they do things differently, like putting their members first with higher savings interest and lower loan rates. There are a lot of financial institutions out there. There's only one that I want you guys to remember. Premier Members Credit Union with PMCU. You get local branches, friendly tellers, and the tools you need to save smarter. They have a new high-yield savings account. You can earn 5% APY in your first $2,000 with their reverse tier money market. When you become a new member at PMCU, you'll get $200. $200 just like that. All you have to do is open a checking account and sign up for e-statements. It's that easy. This will be your best money move yet. Head to becomepremier.com to find out more.
We back?
We back.
Kale, take us to the Toyota chat.
Well, the super chats. Oh, boy.
How many we got?
Quite a bit.
Whoa,
Michael
dude.
Jordan.
Sicko night. Sicko hours.
Oh, yeah. We're playoff ready, baby.
You want me to read them? You read them?
I mean, usually somebody else from the
All
panel
right.
reads them. I talk the whole show.
Ezra Jacobs, $10. Thanks, Ezra. I don't understand why we settled for a half-court shot down 2 when we could get some movement inside and get MPJ for a game-winning 3. P.S. I needed one more Porter 3 to catch my parlay.
Yeah.
That did seem like a very specific scenario. You were, I know that. I know that feeling very well. I mean, you're not wrong though about the first part. Like that last play was a disaster.
Well, I will say this, because I'm of two minds of it. At the end of the game, I don't mind the push the ball up the court and see if you have anything. Denver did a really bad job of pushing the ball up the court.
It seemed like they did not want to push the ball up the court.
Like the players and coach were not on the same page. It was Adam and I want to be upset with. But then they called a timeout in the backcourt, so you had to inbound from the backcourt. Just like a double mistake there.
You either call the timeout immediately or you get it up
across
the floor onto the side in front of half court and then call the timeout.
So just kind of
it was
inexperience there.
Sloppy.
Was P. Watt the one with the ball? I think
he got the rebound.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, so you have it's just a
Slow.
just tough, man. Learning moment.
Oh, boy. Cedric Exquisite says $1.99. Thank you. Dev, no yoke, 41 points. If we only hit free throws. BB.
Nuggets were 17 of 25.
We did miss a lot of free throws.
68%. AG went to the line 14 times. He was 8 of 14.
That's a lot.
Yeah, they do a lot of the just grab AG under the basket. He didn't get a lot of the dunks he should have had.
Hack a Mr. Nugget.
him.
Wilson the Ghost. $5, thanks. Inconsistent bad refs made this loss more emotional than it really is. Clippers get away with the bizarre game. Nugs and 5 easy. You're probably not wrong about that, but it still sucks, dude. It just sucks.
Tonight.
It was incredibly frustrating. Big Honey, $9.99. Thank you. I don't know what was more annoying: the bench blowing a 17-point lead in less than 5 minutes, or PJ Tucker being allowed to assault Jokic with little to no consequences.
Yeah.
PJ Tucker definitely thinks Jokic is the worst MVP in the last 40 years.
Oh, for sure, man.
PJ Tucker in 2 years is going to be on that stupid couch with Gilbert Arenas.
Oh, man, that would be a good show. Maybe we'll have to do that later, yeah.
He's going to be on that purple couch.
I cannot. What things that are popular in this world make me want to kill myself. Okay. Astray says, $10. Thanks, homie. I can't do Reggie minutes anymore. He has the I know. He has the longest leash possible, and we watched 22 Barton and Facu. Yeah. I know we don't have any other options, but Reggie actively ruins my watching experience. Hey,
I feel the same as that.
Fill out a comment card at Ball Arena.
He actively ruins it.
I'm telling you, I feel the exact same way. I feel bad for Reggie because I actually really like Reggie. Reggie's a very likable person.
Yeah.
Totally.
But it's the same. It's under my skin. You know what I mean?
Oh yes. We did 3 segments basically on Reggie tonight.
Oh,
Grapey.
What is this? This is new.
I love Grapey.
He's been gone for a while.
Welcome back, Grapey. Now for Murr's big punishment, we're going to make him draw up the final play for the Denver Nuggets.
I don't get it. What's Murr?
Is Murray?
I think it's probably Murray.
You're right. That was a terrible situation.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Grapey. Big Honey. With this loss and the 1 seed seemingly being out of reach, do we consider resting the starters these last few games? First off, it's not, but it does feel that way with this right now.
Yeah, actually, it's not at all.
We play the team that's in front, I think is either tied or took a lead on us.
And also, Minnesota plays Phoenix tomorrow, I think?
Yeah, dude, it's totally not, but
we're relying on Phoenix. They're going to show up.
Phoenix playing well.
Phoenix is playing well, guys. Devin Booker has been on fire.
He's got 2 games under his belt.
2.
Yep.
2 in a row.
Says $4.99. Thank you. Murray or not, too many games with him out that the Nuggets are rushing it. Look frazzled. There was more dumb tonight than all of 2023 playoff run. Well,
we're all
2023 playoff run was basically flawless. So
You
it's
know
hard
what?
to-
We all need to step away from the Nuggets for a minute and go watch our Rockies tomorrow.
Don't need to do that.
No, we need to.
Well,
that's
we'll come
opening
back and be
day.
like,
We
the
don't know-
Nuggets are incredible.
They're the best team ever. What an organization.
I cannot wait. Honestly, I cannot wait for opening day. Tonight in the bar, several homies tried to buy us drinks, and we were like, "Bro, I got to get a base down of water. Tomorrow is
Yeah.
opening day. I cannot."
We're at
start-
Ice House, by the way, tomorrow 10 o'clock if you want to come and hang out.
Yeah, come through to Ice House. If you want to see Adam get really drunk, it's funny for a big guy to be that drunk. Bashir Daoud in the bar tonight. Adam, of course, we're exhausted. We, the reigning defending champs, going into the last week of the season with or without our all-star caliber point guard. Does AG need rest?
I think so. I
Probably.
think he needs rest.
Feels like all the starters do.
All the
And
starters are tired.
Reggie.
No.
Multi-pass.
Reggie Jackson is tied for the most games played on the Nuggets this year.
That's wild. Multi-pass 420. Nice. Anyone else saw that Harden ref jersey swap? Another TNT LA classic. I'm sick of it, man.
F out of here, F you guys, F you.
Dude, that exit.
In the words of Michael Malone.
How much would have Michael Malone appreciated as he was walking out if he was handed a Hershey bar?
Oh, I know.
That would have like really calmed the waters like
man.
immediately. Let's see. 5-5-5-5-5-5-5-ish. My Toyota Losers Lounge takeaway is that we're still top 3 seed while missing Jamal for basically 30% of the season. Deep breath, guys. We'll be fine. I hope that math is wrong.
Whoa, see, can you give your stat
Do you
now on
want a
Murray?
stat?
Do you guys want the stat?
Do you
This
want
is
a
wild.
stat?
No.
Jamal Murray has played 54 games this season. Zeke Naji has played 53.
What?
That's tough.
That's really tough, man.
That's tough.
Jamal Murray has played 54 games. Zeke Naji has played 53.
That's a good
That's
stat.
one fewer
That is
if
tough.
you're not good at math.
Najee has not played this year.
He's played 53 games.
I can't wait till next year, the year of Jamal Murray.
That's right.
Shut up.
It's 2025.
F out of here. F you guys. F you.
Harrison gets ejected from the set. He's
Give
so
Harrison a Hershey bar immediately. I actually co-signed on that. I thought it was happening too. What do we got
Year
here?
of Jabal.
Jared from Foco, my guy. Reggie is like watching JR eating a 50 milligram edible. Solid. That's a big Foco take. I love it.
I love it. Old J.R. Smith throwback there.
Yeah, dude.
No, wait, man. Here's the thing. There are that type of player that's like the lovable one of that. JR to be as that. A total knucklehead or whatever, but it was like JaVale McGee, Shaq to the full type. Reggie's not Shaq to the full type.
No, he just makes you like angry. All right. AJ Walker. Yes, Reggie. Man,
Can't wait,
all about Reggie.
Can't wait to root for Reggie in this playoffs.
this is gonna be our-
Here's the thing. Get all
We're
your
gonna have
emotion out because we're going to flip that switch. We're going to be
this-
such Reggie guys.
This bar is going to be chanting Reggie louder
I
than
can't
you've ever
wait.
heard in your entire.
Reggie.
Just wait.
He's the hometown hero.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding
He's
me?
the hometown
Are you
hero.
kidding me?
Bailout. Come on. How'd you
I'm
ever
going to get a
lose faith?
Palmer high school jersey, man.
It's coming. I'm going to be wearing
Colorado
goggles
kid.
the whole time. Yes, Reggie is really bad, but can we invest in some tertiary ball handlers in the future, please? Might help break the trend of struggling backup point
They
guards.
did.
I
Michael
mean,
Malone didn't play him this
we've got
year.
Colin Gillespie,
There's
we've
clearly
got-
a schism between the roster that was given and the roster the coach wanted.
As is evident, or as is on every team ever, between every front office and every head coach. Dustin Zimmerman, $1 from Dustin Zimmerman, my fucking guy.
Thank you, Dustin Zimmerman.
Ciao. MPJ consistently disappoints in these spots. How does CB already have better chemistry with Yoke than him? Maddening. You're right, Ciao.
I think we're being a little harsh on MPJ.
It's the
personally,
Toyota's
man.
Losers Lounge. Everyone's getting rid of their emotions. You don't even know what he
You're
typed
right.
that.
I know. You know what? It's okay. I'll
This
allow
is the whole point, is to make us deliver your emotion.
it. Yeah. That's so true.
MPJ needs Jamal Murray, man.
He does.
Who is this next one?
If I don't
Who is
see
that?
so good.
I can't
It
tell
looks
who it
like
is.
Chunk Dickwell's burner.
Chunk Dickwell's back?
That was his burner. His burner.
My bad, my bad.
Chunk Dickwell wouldn't make these kind of
Yeah,
comments.
yeah, my bad.
$10 from Chunk Dickwell's burner. Put Tucker on Joker in the playoffs, and he will roast him. He can't hang for a 7-game series. Speaking of roasts,
Let's transition here. Let's
I'm
segue.
already excited for what
Yep.
comes next. I haven't read it yet. Oh, wait.
Kill?
Speaking of
Kill,
roasts,
go back. There it is.
I went to the barber today and asked for a Clippers logo haircut. He gave me a fade. But they fade.
Yeah,
They fade.
all right,
I like
there
it, dude.
Yeah, all right. Chunk
Chunk
It
Dickwell.
actually is you, isn't it?
Chunk Dickwell would not be caught dead making a joke like that,
Chunk
but his
Dickwell would do
burner.
that.
Yeah,
Did they get a
Burner
new
would.
picture too?
That's Chunk from Goonies. Daniel Lynch,
The homie.
the homie. 1, Nuggets are hard to beat. Let's see who can do it. 4 out of 7. Congrats on Toyota. It's like when the Mad Men guys landed Chevy. 3.
Many
A lot of
people are
have
making
said
that
I don't-
comparison.
Very
Yeah,
interesting.
many people are
that's a
saying
go-to.
that.
I like it though.
I hate Paul George. Will drop $10 to put that into the universe. Some investments are better than others.
Yeah, it is true. I like Paul George.
So does
Ooh.
everybody in the NBA.
Yeah, everybody loves Paul
Paul
George.
George.
He's
too.
the GOAT, according to everybody, it seems.
Serbian wife.
I'm with him. I'm with everybody else. I hate
Is
him.
that why you like him?
No, but I just was adding
Is that part of
context.
why you like him?
I mean, I don't not like
You
him
can
for
admit
it.
it.
I don't not like him for it.
He does have a Serbian wife. Lance Wilson, Gordon with too many scary falls. Yes,
Yo.
it is. Give that dude a rest. How has Reggie become unplayable, frustrating? 5 more games.
We
love that we all
actually
feel the same
We should
feelings.
throw 2 parades. One when the regular season is over.
Yes.
And then another when we win the
That's so
championship.
true.
again.
Let's do
Dude,
it.
I'm more excited for the end of season parade, if I'm being honest.
5 more of these, baby.
Dustin Zimmerman, rest everyone and take the 3 seed. Pelicans or Kings, don't worry me. First round.
Kings are
Hopefully
not gonna be
Mavs,
the
Clips
same.
go
Yeah.
round 1 and get OKC round 2.
I think you still want to try for a top 2.
Of course. You want home court throughout the entire playoffs.
You really do. And I still feel like home court last year, every round was such a big thing.
I'll also tell you, like, no other
Such a
team is
statement
more
in
rested
game
than the
1.
Nuggets. Everyone's tired.
Yeah.
The Thunder seem like they might be tanking out of the top 2 spots, though.
Yeah, because
They don't want the Lakers.
Yeah, that's scary. Zamora BSB. Oh, what's up, Zamora, our homie? Would have your guys be willing to trade CB or PWatt for a reliable or bench scorer this offseason?
Maybe like a Dario Saric type.
I would take Dario
Remember
Saric.
how much everyone yelled at me for this?
I wanted him too. Wind yelled at us all.
Yeah, you guys tried to trade CB already.
I'm still on control.
No, you don't want to trade Christian Braun. He's definitely the one you don't want to
The
trade.
rookie season is the tough one, man. You know what I mean? Like that. Like you're through that now, hopefully. So we'll
I mean,
see.
I think if you look to trade any of the young guys, it's probably like Strawther,
Yeah.
which I would hate because I like Julian Strawther.
Drew Abreu. I'm not worried about Reggie. Adversity breeds growth. This is a new spot for him. He's turning it up in the playoffs. Back to back.
I wish we all had his energy.
Me too.
Or hers.
And
Drew,
just
probably him.
And
Do
just
you want
be
to
clear
host the show tomorrow, Drew?
Yeah.
And you can just make things up.
I was just going to say, and just to be clear, this is in no way a new position for Reggie. Let's see. Little Petty. I missed Little
Oh
Petty.
yeah, well, Penny.
Little Petty in the house. that was your rap name, right?
Yeah, it's Little Petty. I Chunk Dickwell, Little Petty. KCP was walking down the street with no bodyguards. I got to shake his hand. He was leaving the stadium, walking down the street. He really liked that. Little Petty is like,
They're just like us, man. Stars.
Hold on, why would KCP be walking the streets of LA right now?
wanted to meet Little Petty.
Well, they're probably staying the night there.
Yeah.
So he just walked.
Yeah.
Maybe there's.
You call Little Petty a liar?
Usually, I think you stay just across the street too, in little LA Live hotel.
I'm glad that Lil Petty got to meet KCP, man.
Every time Dev
What
says
up,
Little
Lil
Petty, it's
Petty?
even better.
What do you think KCP says to that?
He said, "What up, Lil Petty?"
I've been seeing you in the DNVR Nuggets Toyota's lounge.
Streets are saying.
I've been seeing you in the Toyota lounge, man. Super chats have been coming in hot.
Bobbles buzzer beater. Jordan McRae is better than these referees tonight. Good Lord.
Jordan McRae.
Arguably.
Ride free. Officiating tonight was straight nincompoopery. I couldn't agree more.
God. It really was.
Are.
I've never actually seen that word written. So.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I'm quite certain that's not a word. Wilson the Ghost.
I just was.
Mary Fudge Kill. Reggie Faku or Will Barton, dude. Whew, I'm going to fudge Facu. I'll tell you that much right now.
You can answer this.
Well, right.
I mean, I'm definitely killing Reggie. I mean, the chat has done it. We've done it all show.
So you're marrying Will Barton.
yeah, dude. But
You're doing it for the money, aren't
dude.
you?
I've got the banner. He's got the bag.
Yeah, there you go. That's true.
Banner in the bag coming together.
Dude.
Oh man.
But that fudge of Facu. Daniel Lynch. I still hate Paul George.
He paid money.
I did nothing to persuade him about Paul George. That's all right.
He
It's all
paid
right,
money
guys.
for him to let us know he
Twice.
hates him.
Twice.
I love that
Hates
about him,
him.
dude. I love that about Daniel Lynch. If you believe something, say it with your
You're
chest.
supposed to double down.
Yeah, dude. Say it with your chest.
You know what, guys? The first Toyota Losers Lounge wasn't too bad.
Dude, it really drove us back up to the peaks from our nadir.
Yeah, it really did. Is there? give some more. You got like there's Tundra. You want to make a Tundra pun?
Oh, I didn't make a Toyota specific pun. We drove us from our collective sorrow into a place of just anger. You know? Now we're just mad at Reggie.
Forerunner. You don't want to like try to just work one of these in?
Well, I mean, we're running from the 4. We're trying to get the 1.
All right, I'll allow it. Is there any more? What other ones can we do here? Highlander? You want to give me a Highlander take? That's all right. All right, guys. Everybody, thanks for hanging with us. We are off tomorrow because it is opening day for
we're
the
going
Rockies.
to be drunk as hell.
Yeah, we're all going to go drink tomorrow night at the Ice House, which is right by. You guys should come. Honestly,
Come
it's a
hang
good
out
thing.
with us. We're there to be like. We said this before the show. We're now at a point in our professional career where we get trotted out like circus ponies or something. Like,
Yeah.
you can come see us, pet us, you can feed a carrot. I'll eat a carrot, whatever you want.
Just like
Somebody bring a carrot.
You
tomorrow
actually
to
have the
Ice House.
opportunity to be with us for 3 straight days. You're
Oh
here
my
now,
God.
then you could go to
The takeover.
Rockies with us,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna go get a ticket while you're at Rockies with us to the takeover.
That's
so we'll
right.
see you 3 straight days.
Bring 3 carrots.
Buzzer beater.
Oh, buzzer beater. This one's from Nikola Jokic. Oh, my God.
Let's see if this
I
buzzer.
can't believe he did it.
Let's see if this buzzer beater hits.
Yeah, he sent us $2 Canadian. Very strange of the real Nikola Jokic.
Jokic brothers going to have a chat with that ref.
There you
Hey,
go. Well,
talking in third person.
I can't believe Jokic would say that to us. All right, everybody, hit that like button on the way out.
Let's go.
We all silly like the mayor.